kind of low-key gutted that I don't have a Christmas tree up to film today's Sarah Says. I definitely need a Christmas tree, but this autumn wreath will have to do. Not a wreath, what's it called? Garland. Will have to do. Next week though, Christmas will have happened, I'm sure. Good evening everyone. Welcome to this week's Sarah Says. I thought today we'd have a chat, like I said last week, about Christmas traditions. So Christmas traditions that we do, Christmas traditions that we've always done, some new ones that we've started over the last couple of years, and then some new ones that we're actually going to be starting this year. I mentioned this in last week's vlog and everyone said yes, or loads of you guys said yes, please do it. And it's one of those questions that we do always get a lot of questions about. One of those questions we get a lot of questions about. One of those topics we get a lot of questions about. So I thought it'd be great to do it this week. So we're just going to get right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and start from like the start of December and try and work my way through the traditions in order rather than just rambling a load out. I do tend to get a bit carried away with myself sometimes when I speak. So hopefully I'll be able to stay on track. But if I don't, I apologise. This is the third time I've moved the camera now. I'm not feeling that other camera angle. I kind of felt like I was talking down to you all. Anyway, we're going to start with what we do right at the beginning of December. We do have a few Christmas traditions that we do at the beginning of December every single year. And one of those that the girls get most excited about, lots of you guys will already know this if you follow our main channel, the Ingham Family, but one of those things is we're so lucky to have some cheeky little elves that come to our house from the North Pole every year and cause havoc amongst our house. They are such a lovely Christmas tradition and one thing the girls look forward to every single year. And tales that they will tell their children, I'm sure. Like they'll say, do you remember when the elves did this that year? And do you remember when they did that? So it's really, really a lovely, lovely Christmas tradition. Some people call it in their house elf on a shelf. Some people have different names. Some elves look different. Some are in red, some are in green. And it's one of those Christmas traditions that when they first came to our house, I was really, really excited about it. And then I suddenly thought, wow, these are cheeky elves and a lot of work. But I'm glad they kept coming and continued with our Christmas tradition because, like I said, it's one of those things the girls really look forward to. And it blows my mind, actually, that now the girls are older, how quickly they grew up with the elves, basically. And now they're older, but luckily our elves are still coming to our house every December. Luckily they still come. Obviously we've got Mila and Jace now who get to love on the elves, and the girls are really excited to show them all they get up to, basically. So Elf on a Shelf is one Christmas tradition that I love. One thing as a family that we do all like to do as well, we are quite a very close family. I was about to say quite a close. We're a very close family. We spend so much time together, and one thing that we do like to do at the start of December is kind of get together. It's usually in the first week of December. We'll get together and over dinner and we'll write down like a bucket list of things that we want to do in December. Now, sometimes these things are like, I'd love to go to Disneyland Paris, and sometimes they're like, I'd really love to read that Christmas book again. So they're like one extreme to the other. There's no right or wrong answer. It's basically just things that each of us would like to do in December. Some of them we do and some of them we can't. That's just the way it goes. But it's really nice to hear everyone's answers, basically, and everyone's wants and what they would really like to do in December. And some of them are like some ideas I'm just throwing out there that some of the girls have said before is movie nights. They'd like Christmas movie nights. They want sister sleepovers, Christmas themed ones. They really want to get fluffy socks. Like, they're really random. A carol service, one of them said one year, I can't remember who, but going to a carol service, which was so lovely. I'm trying to think of all the different days out. There's always suggestions on days out we can go to. We sometimes like to go to like Gulliver's World or Sundown or one place like that that's doing like a Christmas theme. And anyway, my point is that it's really nice to sit down with your family and talk about what we'd like to do in December. And it's a really nice tradition to sit down and write all those things down. Okay, let's talk about advent calendars. Advent calendars are a big deal in this house. They always have been. And every single year the girls have like, oh, I found this advent calendar and I absolutely love it. And it's really exciting because our cheeky little elves always bring them on the 1st of December. This year it's been a little bit different. So usually the girls will get like a chocolate advent calendar and then like what I'd call a gift advent calendar. In my opinion, these are a gift. Like, they're sometimes so expensive. You can buy, I've seen advent calendars for like £100 for some beauty ones. But usually the girls get one, I don't know, like I think they had a fidget one year, and they had like a Harry Potter Funky Pop or Funko Pop, whatever they're called. Isabella's had like coffee tasting ones, Jace's had cars ones. So advents are a big deal, and we do like to have a nice advent calendar in this house. This year though, like I said, is a little bit different because it's really weird, because I was just literally talking to a Facebook group about this about an hour ago, but there wasn't an advent calendar that they wanted. So usually there's like one that they've got in mind, but there wasn't this year, apart from like, I think Esme mentioned a £75 Marvel one, and some parents might be happy about that. Me, this close to Christmas, 5 children, £75 on advent calendar. No, it's not happening on principle. It's too much money. And it's not even like the gifts inside advent calendars are something that they really use or play with or even keep. They'd probably just be put in a drawer. So there's just no way of spending that much money on an advent calendar. That's just my opinion. And when I told Esme that, she was like, yeah, I agree. It's way too much money. I don't think you should either. So that's fine, and that's great. There'll be no surprise though on the 1st of December for this advent calendar. She's definitely not getting that one. And then I said to the girls, actually this year I don't think I'm going to buy you guys an advent calendar, just because. And then I said to the girls, maybe we won't do like gift advents this year. Maybe we'll just do like chocolate ones. And the girls were like, yeah, we should just do chocolate ones this year. That's absolutely fine. Let's just do that. So, and there's conditions where it can't be like Cadbury chocolate or like Milky Bar or anything like that. It literally has to be plain, like cheap chocolate, like a 99p advent calendar with a nice scene picture inside, Christmassy. Can't find them anywhere. Anyway, I found on Amazon the perfect gift advent calendar. Not expensive and just up the girls' street, and I was so happy when I found them. I ordered them. I am still deciding on Isla's, but I'm going to order it after this video because I think I've made a decision now. But basically, they're by, let me just get the name up. Roger something. Sorry, Rog, can't remember your name. Roger Laborde, I think it's pronounced. And it's basically called a pop and slot advent calendar. And they come in so many different designs. I'm going to pop some pictures up now. So each day is like a Christmas scene, and each day you add to your Christmas scene. And the girls love craft things and Christmassy feels things and stuff like that, so I thought this would be perfect. I've ordered this house one for Esme, which is just so adorable. I'm going to add the 2 that I'm debating about for Isla, here and here somewhere. And then look how perfect this one is for Isabel. A cat one. Look, cats around a Christmas tree. Oh my gosh, they're gonna love it. I feel like it's something that we can use every single year, or they can keep up in their bedrooms if they want to. It's something that they're making themselves, and so it's much nicer than plastic that will end up in a drawer. Aside from that, I've ordered Mila the little Dutch wooden advent calendar. I'll pop a little picture up of that as well. And then I've ordered all 5 wooden advent calendars where you put a small gift in each day. So shall I show them on this video? I won't show them on this video, but I'll show them on the main channel. I know most of you guys watch our main channel anyway. And I thought they can be used every single year. It's kind of a tradition. It will be a tradition, like a new tradition, to bring out the old wooden advent calendars and pop a chocolate in those, a chocolate coin or something each day. I am still on the hunt for Jace a gift advent calendar, so if any of you guys have any ideas, then comment them down below and let me know. I don't really want a Cars one. He's had Cars before, so I'm looking for something a little bit different, and he's still too young for Lego or Playmobil. They don't interest him at the moment. But if you think of anything for Jace, comment them down below. So this year for Advent, just keeping on the Advent theme, this year for the December festive period, I'm also going to be doing a book Advent. Now I haven't done that, this is a tradition, but I have missed years. So there has been years where I just haven't managed to get all the books, or we've just not done it for whatever reason. But it is, now that I've got Mila and Jay, so I'm really into young books again, I am going to start doing this as a Christmas tradition. So basically it's 24 books that you wrap up. Basically, and you open a present. They're always a book, obviously, each day in December, and the girls loved this when they were younger. Like, it was so exciting. They took in turns each day to open a book, and I always used to wrap them in like really shiny wrapping paper and put a big bow around them, so they were really, really exciting, and they'd take in turns each day to open a book, and then we'd read that book before bed. It's such a lovely tradition, and it's a really, really lovely advent calendar idea to do with your child, especially if you've got young children, because they last forever. The books last. So the 24 books that I have bought new this year will be put on their bookshelves for throughout December, once they've been opened, obviously, and then after the festive period they'll be stored away, ready to come out next year. And when you do that, it keeps them excited. It keeps the books exciting because they're not just there all year for them to read, so then they feel new again. And then you can just add a couple more new ones in there if you wish, or you can just keep using the same 24. I like to add a few new ones. In fact, I'm going to show you at probably the end of this video, because I don't want to ramble on too much, I'm going to show you the books that I've got, so a few new books that I've got. One tip I will say is you don't have to buy expensive books. Places like The Works do 10 books for £10, which work out obviously at £1 each. And then you can also get some great books from places like Home Bargains for 79p. And these are really, really lovely books. Like I said, I'll show a couple at the end properly, but I'll talk more about that at the end. There is a but, and I'll talk more about that at the end. This one is probably in fact, it's all of our favourite, and it's not about the receiving for any of us in this situation. It's always about the giving. It's just so exciting. And that is, we always do Secret Santa. So we're a big family. We've got 5 children now. And the girls, a few years ago now, I don't know exactly when we started doing this, but it's definitely been like most of our YouTube career. So I'd probably say like, been doing YouTube about 7 years now, so I'd probably say for about 5 of those, we've done Secret Santa. The girls showed a great interest in wanting to buy gifts and things for each other, so we thought Secret Santa would be the best idea, and we always do it on the 1st of December. Pop all our names in a hat, we've got Christmas music on, and we all draw each other's name out, or draw a name out, should I say, and that's who they buy for on Christmas, at Christmas. And some years we've set like a budget, like let's try and get the best present for £10, or let's stick under £20, and some years we do no budget and just go crazy. And we like to just mix it up. It's always more fun when it's not exactly the same as the year before. I don't know, it's just one of those Christmas traditions that I really recommend if you've got a big family. You don't even have to have a big family. If you've got like 1 or 2 children, you can still do it with mum, dad, pets, getting involved. And it's always so much fun to have one person to really be able to think about and buy a gift for, and it gives all the children it gives them all a reason to gift someone rather than just receiving. And honestly, we all get so much more excited about giving our gifts and we always open them on Christmas Eve. So it's our tradition to buy each other a gift throughout December. We'll draw it on the 1st of December, we'll buy the gift throughout December, and then we always open that gift on Christmas Eve. And it's a tradition. It's one of my favourite Christmas traditions, and I know it's one of the girls as well. So we do like to do it's like a tradition for us to do a couple of Christmas days out. I don't know if you'd call that a tradition or not, but it kind of is, because it's something that we do every year. So we'll go to somewhere, like I mentioned previously, Gulliver's World, Sundown, somewhere that has a cheesy Christmas show on, somewhere that has a cheesy Santa that you can go and visit, and somewhere that has like, it gives you Christmas feels, like it's got Christmas music playing, and it's a day that I definitely, probably most out of everyone in the family, look forward to every single year. Similar, we also like our Christmas tradition of going to a Christmas market, and previously we'd go to the one in Leeds. I think we went to the one in Manchester recently, over the last 3 or so years anyway. We went to a different one, and it was really cool, but previous to that we'd go to the one in Leeds just because it was close to us. It was quite a small one, and it was the same stands and the same things being sold year after year after year, but it was kind of like a tradition for us to go. And that leads me on to my next tradition. We'd always get hot chocolates in the car and drive around and see the lights. You don't have to go to a Christmas market to do that. You don't have to go to a city centre to do that. We love to do that, but we also love to do it at home, like going around streets. You can often spot them from a mile away, literally, with the Christmas lights and things. And we love wrapping up in the car, putting some Christmas radio on, and just having hot chocolates and driving around looking at all the Christmas lights. And we always count them as well. See how many houses you can spot with Christmas lights. 1, 2, 1 over there. It's just fun. I don't know, it makes car journeys more fun and more festive, and it's just a really nice Christmas tradition to do with your children. We also like to buy, as a little Christmas tradition, we like to buy a new Christmas bauble for, it used to be like the main Christmas tree, but since the girls all have their own bedrooms, and since they started having a Christmas tree in their own bedrooms, the buying a new Christmas bauble ended up being like their own Christmas bauble for their own tree in their rooms. So I think that's one that most families do already, but I did think I'd just mention it in this video because it's a really lovely tradition. And I would also recommend, you don't have to do this, but we like to carve or write the date on the bauble from the year that we got it, just so that in years to come they'll know like which year they got that bauble. I think that's a really nice thing to do. Speaking of Christmas baubles, I thought I'd whip in a new tradition that we're starting this year, and I am so excited about. I've left it upstairs. I meant to bring it down with me, but I bought some clear plastic. I'm really sad I didn't do this with the girls. I bought a pack of 6 clear plastic baubles, and each child is going to get a piece of ribbon. I think Isabel is too old for this now, which makes me really sad, but I'm definitely still going to do it with the other girls and Jace. So you get a piece of ribbon and you measure your child's height with the ribbon, and then you cut it to the height, so exactly their height, you cut it, and then you you can stitch, or you can marker pen, or you can biro the year on that and their age. So their age and the year that you measured them will be on the ribbon, and then you roll the ribbon up and push it inside the clear plastic bauble and pop it on the tree. Done. And then next year you do same again, and then you can measure like all the pieces of ribbon and how much they've grown, and it makes a really nice Christmas bauble as well because it's clear and you can just see like all the different green and red and gold ribbon inside. I saw this throughout the year. I've seen it a few times, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do that. Like I said, Isabel's old now. She's 18 in like next year, so I'm guessing she's stopped growing, but I'm really excited that Mila's only 1 and Jace is obviously only 3 and Isla's still only 10 and Esme's 13, so I'm still going to do it with the other girls, but just thought I'd mention it in this video because if anyone's got a really young child, I feel like this is a really cheap and lovely memory tradition that you get to keep, and it's really nice, and then they can take it when they leave home with them and show their children and compare heights and things like that. And I just thought it was a really nice Christmas tradition. I'm so excited to start it this year. We do like a bit of competition in our family. We do like it. One thing that we like to do at Christmas is have a gingerbread house decorating competition. So we get on teams, we buy 2 or 3 gingerbread houses, and one evening after dinner, maybe on a Sunday or I don't know, one evening we will put on the Christmas music and we'll get into teams and we'll decorate a house, and then usually we have you guys judge it, or we'll judge it, our family will judge it for us. And it's really, really, really good fun. I say it's really good fun. It brings out everyone's competitive side. And whilst it's light-hearted argument, but it's always one of those things that brings out everyone's competitive side, basically. But it is a lot of fun, and it's always cool to see what creations everyone comes up with. And it's a Christmas tradition that's not really expensive to do. You can get kits from like Aldi for £3.50 or something like that. It's one of those things that everyone really looks forward to each year. So getting a little bit closer to Christmas now, in fact a lot closer to Christmas, we're going to talk about Christmas Eve and our traditions that we always do as a family on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is our as a whole family, favourite day of the year. It's a really, really special day to us, and we have strict organisation on that day. We don't tend to, I mean, we have in the past had family around, and obviously if the family could only come and see us on that day, we'd never turn them away. But strictly, it's a family, close family day for us is Christmas Eve. We tended to stay in our pyjamas for all of the day, all the day. And we do Christmas crafts, Christmas activities, and it's just, I can't, it makes me feel like so warm and nostalgic and even a bit emotional just thinking about Christmas Eve, because we've made so many magical memories on Christmas Eve. I don't know why we do this, but we always post a letter to Santa on Christmas Eve. Most people do that like at the start of December. I don't know why, but it's always been a tradition of ours to just walk around to the post box and post a Christmas letter to Santa on Christmas Eve, and I absolutely love doing it. Another thing that we do on Christmas Eve that we only just recently started, and we're going to stick to it because we all really enjoyed it, is dressing Chris up in something completely ridiculous and handing out Christmas cards to our neighbours. Now, we'd only just moved here, or should I say last year was the first Christmas we had in our new house. We didn't know that many of the neighbours really well. We knew a few, but not that many. And so we kind of wanted to go out on Christmas Eve and hand out cards and just knock on the door and say, hi, Merry Christmas, hope you have a lovely Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And it was so lovely doing that last year. And we met so many neighbours, and we got chatting to lots of them, and the fact that Chris had not met some of them but was stood there in a light up Christmas turkey was just, it made my day. It genuinely made my, and everyone in the streets, everyone in the neighbourhood's day as well, because they thought it was hilarious. All the cars were beeping at him as they were driving past. It was so funny. I need to top the turkey this year. I'm not sure what I'm going to get, but it's going to have to be a new Christmas tradition for us to do this now. And the neighbours are going to not get a Christmas turkey this year. They're going to get something else. But it's a tradition that I'm so glad we've started. This one's quite a popular one, and you guys probably already know about it. A Christmas Eve box. 10 years ago, they weren't even a thing. Now, literally everyone, no, I take that back, not everyone does Christmas Eve boxes, but a lot of parents do Christmas Eve boxes. Some, in fact, I'm just gonna go from myself. I'm not gonna say what other parents do. From myself, some years I have gone way over the top on Christmas Eve boxes. And I'm talking like, these are like Christmas presents, never mind Christmas Eve box. Way over the top, like LOL dolls in there, blooming Polly Pockets and lip balm and makeup kits and all sorts. And other years, I've just thrown in a bit of hot chocolate, a new mug, some pyjamas and some fluffy socks. And I'm not gonna lie, the girls, now that they're grown up, have never said, do you remember that year when we got that LOL doll? They've never said anything like that. It's always, oh, what's going to be in the Christmas Eve box this year? I hope we get matching pyjamas. And I think that speaks 1,000 words. Children don't care what the contents are in the box. They can be as big or as little as you like. It's just the excitement of it being something that they know is coming. Or they hope they know, or they hope comes, because Megan's like, I hope we get them this year. But not knowing, and like, having, are we all going to be matching? What are the pyjamas going to be like? And I don't know, it has definitely, now that the girls are older, made me realise that it's not about what's inside. It's just about the effort of being able to put something in there. Not effort, effort's not the right word. It's just being able to put something in a box, basically. Something in a box that they get on Christmas Eve. So for any parents out there watching saying, oh, you know, I wish I could do this, but I can't afford what my friend does for their child, it doesn't have to be anything big and extravagant. Just a £5 pair of pyjamas from Asda with a pound shop mug and a 40p hot chocolate sachet, and they're away. A £1 pair of socks from Primark, and they love it. They absolutely love it. And it's a tradition that the girls look forward to every single Christmas Eve. It's always a really special part of our Christmas Eve. And as soon as it's like we have like an order if we do things. The Christmas Eve boxes arrive, and then we all get baths, and then we get into our new pyjamas, and then, leading on to my next tradition, we'll watch The Polar Express and The Snowman by Raymond Briggs every year, and we have done it since, I don't know how long. It's been every single year though, since the girls have been, at least 10. So at least 10 years, probably more. In fact, definitely more, because Isla wasn't even born when we first started doing it, and Isla's 10. but it's always the Polar Express and the Snowman, and they're our favourite Christmas movies. We look forward to it all year, watching those two movies. And it's always the Snowman before bed, and then we go off to bed, and it's just, oh, it's just so much. It makes me and Chris cry now. And you know, when we first started doing these traditions, it was just like fun to do, like let's watch this and let's watch that. And now there's so many times where certain music comes on during the Polar Express, and I'll look at Chris and he's sat there crying his eyes out. It makes me actually feel a bit emotional just talking about it, but that's how magic and special some of these traditions are to us. Like, I'm like, what the heck, what are you crying for? And he's like, it's just so magical, Christmas, and having children and the memories that you can make with them. So it's not always about spending money. And I really wanted to push that message out, that so many parents feel like they're not doing enough because they don't have certain things, or as much as, you know, the next door people might have. And I really want to say that it's not about that at Christmas or anytime, but some of our most special and magical moments that we've ever had have been created here in a living room with nothing, that didn't cost any money. And I really, really, really wanted to send that message out loud and clear in this video, that when we look back over our most special Christmas memories, and when the girls talk about their most special Christmas memories, you can guarantee that 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that cost nothing. So that really, really means a lot to us to watch those two movies, and we absolutely love it. Pick a Christmas movie that everyone really enjoys and keep it for that special moment on Christmas Eve, and only watch it on Christmas Eve. And it's just wonderful. Chris always says, like, in that moment where I'm like, why are you feeling so emotional? It's like, because I'm feeling those same feelings. And I'm looking around the room now watching this movie, and it's got cute music on the Polar Express, so that probably adds to it. In fact, the end track, what's it called? The Children Sleeping, and then saying how children have to grow up. It's a beautiful song. And it's just crazy when you look at the girls all sat there with their hot chocolates cuddled up in their pyjamas, watching that. And then thinking back to like 10 years ago when we were doing it, and they were babies watching it, like they were Jace's age, and now they're like 17, like it blows my mind. But having that same movie each year, just, I don't know, it makes it really special. A Christmas Eve photo. Start that tradition now. It's crazy to look back at all of our Christmas Eve pictures. We always do it now, matching pyjamas, always after we've got out of the bath. It's like I said, Christmas Eve has like a schedule for us. That's the word I was looking for. We have like a schedule of things that we like to do things. We always get in front of the Christmas tree, and we love to take a Christmas Eve picture. I'll pop a couple up now. It's crazy to see how, not just how much our family's grown this way, but also grown that way. Like how, you know, we've got Jace now and Mila. I love, love, love that tradition of taking a family Christmas picture on Christmas Eve every year. Another one, just really quickly, it's kind of a tradition for us, and it's on Christmas Day. We always open stockings on our bed. So it's one of those traditions we've always had. Our girls are quite late sleepers. In fact, all of our children, and Jace as well, they're all late sleepers, so we don't ever have that 4 a.m. banging on the door or anything like that. They're always very, very good. And it's usually me that's awake first on Christmas Day. I'm like nudging Chris, like, it's Christmas. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas. I love it. And then we'll wake Jace and the girls up probably about 8:30. We don't like to wake them up too early because it's a long day's Christmas Day for children, and there's a lot of excitement, and we don't want paddying, and we don't want tired, grumpy children. So we wake them up at about 8:30. We'll have cups, me and Chris will have a cup of tea, we'll gather them all together, everyone will have a stocking that Santa's left them, either at the end of their beds or outside their bedroom door. They'll pick up their stockings, sacks, and then we'll all go and sit on my bed, mine and Chris's bed, and they'll open the stockings. And I just love that. It's one of my favourite parts of Christmas Day. In fact, no, it is my favourite part of Christmas Day. It's so exciting and magical, all sat together, opening the stockings, wondering what's downstairs. I love it. I think the only other Christmas tradition that we tend to have is Boxing Day. We will stay in our pyjamas all day, and we'll eat picky, snacky party food, and we'll open all the toys and presents and build things. And I always like Boxing Day as much as Christmas Day for that reason. It's always a little bit less chaotic. We're staying, the Christmas movies are on. Everyone's really happy and they're opening their new toys and they're playing and we're just having party food and we're lounging around in our pyjamas. When I say pyjamas, by the way, I don't mean pyjamas that we've slept in. Not that that matters at all. You can sit in your house in whatever you want. I don't have a problem with people staying in their pyjamas that they've slept in. I'm just saying for us, it's never the pyjamas that we sleep in. I don't actually sleep in pyjamas. Pretty much no one in this family sleeps in long-sleeved, long-legged pyjamas. They all have like bed pyjamas, which are usually like a vest and shorts, and then lounge pyjamas, which are the long-sleeved ones. I don't know why, but just twisting around your legs. Oh, I find them so restrictive. But we stay in our pyjamas anyway on Boxing Day, and we just do all the festive opening of presents, and it's just such a lovely day. Okay, just before I finish this video, I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of Christmas traditions that we're going to be starting this year, new ones, and also talk about a couple of charity type traditions that we do and some new ones as well. So a couple of new traditions that we're going to be doing as a family this year, now that the girls are a bit older, is a Christmas family craft night. So I don't know what craft we're going to do yet, but now that the girls are older and able to independently just do like crafts on their own, and as a lot of our traditions, they're not aimed at younger children at all, but like the book advent, for example, they're younger books, and Days Out, it's not like a theme park at Alton Towers, it's like, you know, Sundown, which is for under 10s, and despite the fact that the girls still love it because it's still family time, they are maybe aimed at younger children. So I thought it'd be nice to do something a little bit more grown up with the old, why is my eye twitching? So I thought we'd do a few older traditions. So Christmas craft night, not aimed at Jason Mila, so they'll be in bed. Just to do something with the girls. We'll have some Christmas music on, we'll get some crafts out. And I thought that'd be a nice way for us to all just have a nice evening together and chat. Similar a Christmas not adult, you know, more grown up movie night. So not like a cartoon Christmas movie, like a family slumber party where we bring all the Christmas quilts down, all the Baby Me Christmas quilts, put on some nice cozy pajamas, and we get some nice Christmas snacks out when we have like a Christmas movie night, a slumber party. I thought that'd be a really nice tradition to start with the older girls this year as well. I know that money's tight for a lot of families, especially this year with the rising costs of living and things like that. So I did want to mention, it's not something that we do, but it is something that I think's fantastic, and I know a few people that do this at Christmas time. I'm looking down at my phone because I don't want to read it wrong, but it's buying 4 Christmas gifts for your child or whoever that may be, and it's something they want, something they wear, something they need, and something to read. How lovely is that? So something that they want, so maybe like that top Christmas gift that they've been asking for that they would really like. Might be a toy, might be an electronic, I don't know. Everyone's budget's obviously different. Everyone's ages they're buying for is obviously different, and that will also be taken into account. Something to wear, so a new clothing item like that they might want, a new coat, I don't know, shoes, something like that. Something they need. So something that they need could be, I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but I don't know, something that your child needs, and then something to read, so a new book. And I just thought that's so lovely that some people do that. I just thought it was a really nice idea. So something they want, something to wear, something they need, and something to read. So I thought I would mention that on this video as well. It's a really nice tradition that I know some people really enjoy doing. This video has gone on way too long. It's because it's about Christmas, and you know me and Christmas, I can't stop talking. My leg's completely gone numb, so I'm having to kneel up for this last part. But one new tradition I want to start with the older girls this year, definitely Isabel and Esme, maybe Isla. I feel like Isla's quite mature and would be good for this as well, and that's volunteering ourselves basically. So volunteering to do some help and work at a charity organisation. We did do this quite a bit when we lived in Leeds, and we volunteered at a kitchen, and it was where you take food to this set location, and it was like, not like, I don't mean like just some sandwiches, I mean like they were making like chili, and all the homeless people could go and get a meal basically, so they could go and get a hot meal, not just like a sandwich, it was like a hot meal. And we've not done that in a few years since we moved away, so I'd really like to to volunteer somewhere with the older girls this year, like maybe at an old people's home, or like we did before at like a homeless shelter type thing. I do need to do a little bit of research because I'm not too sure what's in this area and close to us. But that's one thing that I'd really like to do this year with the older girls now that they're a bit older, and continue on each year as well. We are also going to be doing the reverse advent calendar this year, so you basically get a basket or a bag. You can use anything you want really, a basket or a bag or whatever you see fit, and each day you put a food item in the basket. So at the end of the month, you'll have a fairly sized food donation to donate to whoever you want to donate it to. We do also like to do a big food shop. I never like talking about charity donations and charity things that we do. I never like talking about it because when we have done in the past, we've been accused of only doing it for content, and that's really hurtful. I hate it when people say that. But you're accused of doing it for content. Like, if you want to do a donation, then do it without letting the world know, which I kind of agree with, to be honest. I do kind of agree with that. There's so many videos on YouTube solely of people going out doing charity things, but filming it. And I do, to an extent, completely agree that if you're doing these things, you don't need to tell the world about it. But then on the flip side, we get, now that we don't film anything we do for charity, we get, why are you wasting money on that? You should be donating to charity. So you literally can't win. Like, you can't win. If you film it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And if you don't film it, you're not doing it at all. So we've just stuck to just not mentioning it and not filming it. But seeing as though this video is a Christmas traditions video, I kind of feel like I should talk about some of the things that we do without people thinking I'm only mentioning it for content. So we do always do a big food shop and donate it to the local food bank. We actually do this quite a few times throughout the year, as obviously food banks don't only struggle at Christmas, and actually over the last few months, the ones in our area at least have definitely been struggling, so we've done it a little bit more. And I think it's a really nice way to know that you're helping someone, and it doesn't have to cost hundreds of pounds. You can just buy as much or as little as you want. And trust me when I say that every little does help. Morrison's actually have bags, often as you walk into their store, already made up of items that they're desperate for, and they're in little white paper bags, and the prices are on the front on what you'll be charged for the bag, and the contents on the inside are on the front as well. So you can see what you're buying. It's shopping already done for you. You just pick up one of the white bags, pop it in your trolley, take it to the till, and then pop it in the donation thing at the end. Like, it's as easy as that. Like I said before, I know not everyone's got spare money, but that is a way that we like to try and help in a way that we can. And so I thought I'd mention that on this video. And then the last one is, I just thought I'd mention a couple of charities that we donate to. For the last couple of years, we've donated to a charity called Give a Duck. This video is going to be really long, so I'm not going to sit and explain. I have quite a few times on our main channel explained about this charity, but what I'm going to do is just leave the links in the description box down below. This year, we're going to do the Samaritans Operation Christmas Child Shoebox appeal, and I think we've vlogged doing this before a couple of years ago, but it's, long story short, you get a shoebox, you decorate it, you like wrap it in paper, make it look nice, you pop a few essentials in. Well, you don't have to pop essentials in there, you pop a few gifts in there. Usually, like, we usually buy like a toy, depending on, because you choose the age of the child. I'll leave links down below. We'll pop a toy in there, and then we'll pop a few fun things like stationery and notebooks, and then a few hygiene products like a hairbrush, maybe a toothbrush, etc, etc. And then you put a sticker on and send it off. It's really easy to do, and then you make a donation online. I think it's about £5, something like that. I'll leave the links in the description box down below, but it's one that the girls really enjoy doing. They all have like one each, so they'll choose their child and their age, and then they'll choose the items to go in the box, and it's really lovely. Sometimes they'll do the shopping online. Previously, we've gone out to stores and do it and bought the things, but you can just order bits online as well, and it's just really nice. And again, I like that there's no thank you. Like, the girls just drop it off and that's that. They don't get that face-to-face, oh, thank you so much for doing this. Obviously, they know they're doing a good thing, but, you know, it's just nice to give, just to give, and not because you're getting something back. So this year we're going to be doing the Shoebox Appeal. I'll leave a link again in the description box down below to both charities that we do like to support, and if you guys want to check them out or you're able to, it would be really lovely for you to do that and start a Christmas tradition on giving as well. Okay, I think that's everything. Sorry this video has been so long. I did just really quickly want to go back to the book advent that I was talking about right at the start of this video. So I showed you guys these books that you can buy cheaply from Home Bargains or the Works, etc, etc. They are really lovely books. I'll just open a couple. So you can see they're really lovely storybooks, really nicely illustrated, etc, etc. The only thing I don't like about these books, and I have bought 10 from the Works and these few from Home Bargains, is they're all exactly the same. Shape, size, thickness, everything. Like they're literally exactly the same. So the pile of books doesn't look quite as exciting as what it does if you've got a pile like this. You know? All different shapes and sizes and thicknesses and different types of books as well. Obviously it depends on your budget. My children would not complain if they had just these flat ones, a pile of those. Still exciting seeing what the different book is. But if you shop around, honestly, you can find some really lovely books. These are from a mixture of places. I think I got this one from the Range. In fact, charity shops, Vinted, eBay. Get on those places. You can buy some really lovely books. This one is so nice. I got this from the Range. Look how cute. It's a pop-up one. Oh my gosh. Look how cute some of these books are. These pages are, should I say. I'm not going to show all of them, but yeah, this is The Night Before Christmas, which is one of my favourite stories. I've got a couple of younger ones because obviously I am trying to cater for Mila and Jace, as well as, I'm probably going to say Isla. Esme and Isabel are not too fussed about the books. In fact, they'll just be like, can I just read it? They like to read the books. So I have gone for a different range of books to suit. Music one. This one, I got this one from TK Maxx. This was like £3. So I'm just giving you guys some ideas for books, basically. You can just go to the Range, like I said, and get 10 books for £10. But this is also from TK Maxx. But you can also get some really seriously, some really lovely board ones, pop-up ones, flaps ones. Jace is just gonna love this. What's this all about, guys? It's a Christmas squidgy poo. This was £3.99 from TK Maxx. Christmas story collection. This one's a really lovely illustrated book. There's lots of different Christmas stories in that one. Anyway, whichever books you choose, I'm sure your child will absolutely love opening a little gift each day. We love to do it after dinner before bed and read a story before. It's so lovely. So there's a few ideas for you guys. If you guys have any other Christmas traditions that you like to do with your family, comment them down below and let me know, because I'm always on the hunt for new traditions. I hope that this has given you 1 or 2 ideas that maybe you can do with your family. If there's any that you really liked or that you've not heard of before, or any that you're now going to start with your family, comment them down below and let me know, because it's always really nice reading comments like that. So comment them down below. If you've got any ideas for next week's video, comment those down below as well. And I'll see you back here next Monday. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, guys.